welcome back to another video. Today we be reading and reacting to a post on a community tab that says, when a narcissist love bombs you. So let's jump into it. Right off the bat, love bombing is when narcissists smother you with affection, give sprays to win your trust and hook you emotionally. They describe how narcissists use love bombing to disarm and control. Think grand gestures, constant texts or compliments until they suddenly pull away. I've seen friends get completely overwhelmed by this. It feels amazing, then it crashes hard. Love bombing is just phase one. What's wild is how calculated it is. They'll mirror your personality, your dreams, even your pain to make you feel deeply connected. That's not love. That's strategy. Then comes the devalue phase, where they nitpick, criticize, withdraw affection, and confuse you emotionally. They'll say things like, "You've changed," or "You're too sensitive," after they start pulling back. Maybe you've been there, someone seems perfect, then flips and suddenly you're confused, always trying to get back to that good phase. It's classic supply-based behavior. Narcissists crave attention like air. They fill you with it, then starve you to regain control. It's emotional cocaine, addicting, then crashing, makes you desperate to get more of the high. And here's the kicker. They know you're chasing that first hit. That's why they never fully give it again. Narcissists are wounded people. Many of them are covering up deep shame or rejection from childhood, but instead of healing, they build a false self-image and protect it at all costs, even if it means destroying others. That's why they can show love, then discard you like you were nothing. You were fuel, not family. Supply, not soulmate. They don't love, they possess. Red flags during love bombing. 12 o'clock to 15 o'clock. Here's what to watch for in the love bombing stage. Too fast. Too soon energy. Talking about marriage or soulmates within days. Over-communication, non-stop texting, calling, needing responses instantly. Guilt-tripping when you want space. Well, I guess I care more than you do. Future faking. Talking about big plans that never happen. Best defense. Boundaries. Don't fall for the cycle. Keep your friends and support networks strong. Slow down. Early relationships space it with reality, not intensity. Test their response to no or silence. A healthy person won't panic. A narcissist will spiral. Document the cycle if needed. Keep voice notes, journal entries, receipts. They'll gaslight you. Proof keeps you grounded. Healthy love isn't roller coaster, emotional, tortured, steady, respectful, kind. You feel safe in it. Not tested, not drained. You don't have to prove your worth. You're accepted as is. Real love doesn't love bomb. It builds. This is such an important breakdown. If it resonated, share it. Love bombing survivors, you're not crazy or being manipulated. Let me know in the comments if you've been through this. What was your moment of clarity? What broke the cycle for you? Drop a like, subscribe, and protect your peace. Thanks for watching this reaction. Stay aware, stay protected, and, most importantly, stay free. Alright. So I think this is such an important post because love bombing is something that happens often, especially in the dating world. And it can be really hard to spot because it feels so good to be loved on so intensely. It is almost like the feeling you might get when you hear a song that just hits, and it resonates with you. When you read this, you're like, yeah, this is it. This is exactly what happened to me. And when you see those red flags, you're like, oh, but they're so charming. We have so much in common. I can look past that. But these red flags are red flags for a reason. And it's important to be able to spot them so that you don't get stuck in that cycle. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was the term love bombing itself, because it's something that's often used, but not a lot of people know the definition of. So the author did a great job opening with that. And it's also important to point out that they refer to this as a supply-based behavior. The narcissist needs to be supplied with validation, adoration, attention. That's what they're after. That's what fuels them. And it doesn't matter if it's coming from one person or multiple people. They need that validation to survive. It's almost like they're drinking the validation, soaking it in, absorbing it into their body. And then once they have it, once they get what they needed, they move on to the next person, getting ready to do it all over again. And they don't care who they hurt along the way. It is also important to point out the part where they talk about the shame and the rejection that the narcissist experienced as a child, how it's a wound that festers, that grows, that continues to eat away at them, causing them to do more harm, to seek out more supply, to use more manipulation tactics, to become more guarded, to become more defensive, to become more self-righteous, to become more grandiose, or to cover up that wound. But it's a temporary fix. They're putting a band-aid on a gaping wound. And eventually that wound is going to open up again, and they're going to need more supplies, more validation, more attention to cover it up again. The other thing that I thought was interesting is that the author said that the narcissist knows that you re-chasing that first hit. That's why they never give it again. Once they give you that initial hit of dopamine, they know that you're hooked. It's almost like they know exactly what they're doing, but they're doing it anyway. They're aware that what they're doing is harmful, but they're still doing it. They know that love bombing is going to cause you to develop feelings for them, but they're still doing it. They know that love bombing is going to make you trust them, but they're still doing it. They know that love bombing is going to make you vulnerable, but they're still doing it. They're intentionally setting themselves up to be the most attractive option possible, so that you stay with them. But once they have you, once they've got you wrapped around their finger, then they start to pull away, and then you're left confused, questioning yourself, doubting yourself, wondering what happened, wondering why they're acting this way, wondering if you did something wrong, wondering if you're not enough. And the longer this cycle continues, the deeper you get into it, the harder it becomes to get out of it, because you're constantly chasing that dragon, trying to get back to that good phase, trying to get back to that intense, passionate time where you felt so connected to this person, where you felt like everything was going to work out, where you felt like you finally met the right person, where you felt like you finally found your person. You're trying to chase that dragon, but the only thing waiting for you at the end of the rainbow is disappointment. If you relate to any of this, please know that you're not alone. There are so many people who go through this every single day. It's a very common experience, and it can be a difficult one because the narcissist makes you question yourself. You start to believe that there's something wrong with you, that you're not enough, that you're too sensitive, that you're too needy, that you're too clingy, that you're too aggressive, that you're too passive, that you're too critical. You start to believe all of these things about yourself because the narcissist has chipped away at your sense of self, at your confidence, at your self-esteem, at your self-worth. But please remember that none of this is true. You are not any of those things. You are not too much of anything. You are perfectly imperfect. You are wonderfully flawed. And the only reason that the narcissist was able to manipulate you is because of who they are, not because of who you are. I also really liked the list of red flags that they included in this post, because it gives you something concrete to look out for, something to pay attention to. And I think it's important to be able to recognize these red flags, to call them out, to hold them up under the microscope and examine them so that you can see them for what they are. Because when you see them, when you're actually able to look at them and examine them, you start to realize that they're not really that attractive anymore. And you start to realize that you deserve better than the bare minimum, that you deserve more than empty promises, that you deserve more than future faking, more than being put on a pedestal, more than being showered with gifts. You deserve real love, real kindness, real respect. You deserve someone who's willing to put in the effort, who's willing to show up, who's willing to communicate, who's willing to be vulnerable, who's willing to be authentic. So if you're ever in a situation where you feel like you're being love-bombed, remember that you're being manipulated. Remember that it's not real love. Remember that it's just a tactic. It's just a strategy. And it's not worth it in the end. You're better off taking your time, being patient, waiting for the right person to come along. Someone who doesn't need to shower you with gifts to make you like them. Someone who doesn't need to tell you everything you want to hear to win you over. Someone who doesn't need to make you feel like you're on cloud 9 to keep you around. Because real love doesn't love bomb. It's built on solid ground, built on trust, built on honesty, built on authenticity, built on vulnerability. It's built to last. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel to stay updated on all of the latest videos. And if you want to send me an email, you can do so at the email provided below. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.